Hello, and as always, a very warm welcome to everyone joining us here as we bring you more live action from Germany's third division. It's fifth against, Kaiserslautern back at the bottom in 18th. Taking on Türkgücü Munich in what should be a very, very interesting encounter between these two sides. Both sides without a win in their last game. Türkgücü getting a draw, therefore a result of some sorts against Bayern 2 in a game they, going into the match, probably felt they could have won. Come the end of the game, probably felt they should have won. A couple of changes to their side as well. Bezel is back in midfield as he returns from a 5 yellow card suspension. And Akainak is also in the side for just his 4th appearance in the league this season. Just his 4th appearance in the third division as well. With Türkgücü Munich, who are without Petar Sliskovic, their top scorer. 12 goals for him this season. But with the games coming thick and fast during this period of the season, he's been given a rest, and in for him is Lukas Röser, who just 6 days ago joined Türkgücü from, you guessed it, the opponents today, Kaiserslautern. So just goes to show, and does make you wonder how much he's been able to tell his new manager, Alexander Schmidt, about the tactics of his old manager. On screen there, Jeff Saibene. Kaiserslautern suffering a very, very disappointing defeat to table toppers Dynamo Dresden last time out. We're 3-2 up, and then in the final 15 minutes went on to lose the game 4-3 in the end. Of the least wins of any team this season, just 3 for FCK. Only 1 win in their last 8 and no wins so far in 2021. So definitely and desperately in need of 3 points here today, but are going to have a tough time against the third division new boys, Türkgücü Munich, who are flying high in 5th in the league on 32 points. A win today could take them all the way up into 3rd, maybe even 2nd, depending on results elsewhere. And they really can't complain about their season so far. I don't think anyone expected them to do as well as they have done. But they don't look like slowing down anytime soon. Alexander Schmidt there, exchanging pleasantries with his opposite, Jeff Saibene, before the action gets underway here. Matchday 21 in Germany's third division. Kaiserslautern playing from right to left here in the first half. Türkgücü Munich in all black from left to right. First half underway. Well, normally you would think the home side always has the advantage. Without crowds, that perhaps less of a factor in games, but when it comes to Kaiserslautern, even less of a factor really. They have struggled at home. They have struggled for wins in general, as already mentioned. But Jeff Saibene saying before the game there were plenty of positives to take from that defeat to Dresden. Just a few days ago, at 3-2 up, it looked like it could be the win that could possibly be the beginning of a turnaround in their season. But Dresden showing exactly why they are top of the table, coming back late. Hosener with that goal in the 84th minute to seal all 3 points for Dynamo on the day. Tough pill to swallow for Kaiserslautern, though. Be interesting to see how they react to it here today against the surprise package in the third division this season, Türkgücü Munich. really have been in fantastic form. They've taken the league by storm. Proved very difficult to beat. A bit of a risky ball back there. Here is the Kaiserslautern. Number 9, Poirier, looking for a way through the middle. Stopped in his tracks though. Good pressing there. Chivchi wearing the face mask there. Not the face masks we're used to seeing these days. This one more sport related. There is Lucas Rösser, or there was Lucas Rösser, the new man and former Kaiserslautern player, wearing the number 9. For the team in black and the visitors here today. It's just the second meeting between these two sides. Türkgücü winning the first encounter, 3-0. Convincing display. First time out, looking to deal out similar damage here today on the road. Ball won back well there by Zorba. Zorba again, alongside Sorga in central defence. Have built up a decent partnership there. Well, decent breakaway opportunity now. Lovely ball back into the middle and very nearly the opening goal. Fantastic move forward. Redondo on the ball with the opportunity to try and find a way past Volats, who stays on his feet and stays strong. Just nick the ball wide of his right post. Well, good starters from Kaiserslautern. Redondo with 4 goals and 5 assists this season. Definitely one of the standout performers in a disappointing season for Kaiserslautern. Very nearly finding the breakthrough there to Türkgücü Munich with a corner to defend here. 5.5 minutes gone. It's the home side on the front foot. Zimmer nearly setting up Redondo for that, or what could have been the first goal. Has a chance to swing one into the box here from that far side. It's a decent delivery. Header away by Park. And Chivchi tries to curl one into the top right corner. Just can't get it to dip in time. Shifting it over onto his right. Trying to create the space there. He went too far away. Testing Volats in goal. So promising opening few minutes here for Jeff Saibini's team. Winning the ball back well inside the Munich half. Early cross in. Dealt with that time. Nicholas Winter, the man in charge of proceedings here in the Fritz-Walter Stadium. Kaiserslautern, four-time German champions. Seems like a long time ago now, though, doesn't it? The fall from grace has been a bitter one for FCK. Historically, one of the biggest teams in German football for a very long time, right up there with the best of them. Struggling to find their way back to the top. Not just in the third division, but in general, really. Kainak there, his first start for Türkgücü Munich here this evening. He's made 3 appearances from the bench already. Sarara just about keeps the ball in play. It's come back out, decent chance here, goes for the curler. Kainak very nearly getting the first shot on target on his full debut. No one picking him up as he arrived late on the edge of the penalty area. Just like Chifchi at the other end, looking for the top corner with a curler, sends it wide. Winkler. Here's Chifchi. Not a bad effort. Does eventually find its way through. Lushek gives away a free kick while trying to find a way past the defender. A little too aggressive for Nicholas Winter's liking. Catching Kainak there with the arm. Not sure it was intentional, but foul nonetheless. Kaiserslautern's next game is at home as well, just 4 days from now. And they welcome Wiesbaden to the Fritz-Walter Stadium. Desperately need to get a run of results going, otherwise they could find themselves in real trouble come the end of the season. Ooh, where's that handball there? Advantage played. Zimmer. Pull out wide, early cross in. The cross by Herker. Blocked, and it will be Herker to take the throw. Zimmer there in support. Zimmer looking probably like Kaiserslautern's best way of creating any chances at the moment. Really has been at the heart of pretty much everything going forward. Definitely one of the more experienced players within the Kaiserslautern team. Zimmer to take the corner. Park just about gets the header away, but it's not away from danger just yet. Çiftçi wants the ball on the edge of the penalty area, just loses his footing at the wrong time. It might have worked out, and Redondo can't control it. Would have been offside though. Christina Biel, the assistant referee, on the touchline with the flag. Looks like she might have a busy evening ahead, with Kaiserslautern already asking a few questions of the Türkgücü Munich defence. Kainak unable to control that one. Kaiserslautern certainly don't have an easy task ahead of them. Türkgücü Munich have not conceded in their last 4 games. So defensively, extremely sound. Alexander Schmidt certainly has his defence well organised at the moment. Very difficult to break down. FCK could have easily had the lead already. Zimmer with a wonderful ball through to Redondo, just couldn't find the finishing touch. But Türkgücü, as good as they are looking defensively these days, are struggling to string together more than 3 or 4 balls here at the moment before they give it away rather cheaply.
Keep up! Keep up! Lukas! Keep up! Lukas!
We'll play it down here. It's Zimmer, who seems to have just taken a bit of a thumping to the back of the head there. Oh, just caught by the boot. Definitely unintentional by the Austrian Stange. Back of the head, always a dangerous area. But Zimmer looks like he's going to be all right to continue, which is good news for everyone involved. Well, the pitch not exactly in top condition. A lot of sand poured out onto there to fill in the gaps. They do look like there are plenty of them. Türkgücü looking for a way forward. The ball played in to Rose, was just slightly behind him, which made it a little awkward to deal with. Managed to get a foot to it, and in doing so, invited the challenge from Winkler. Or mistimed challenge, perhaps a better description. So, first real chance for the visitors to try and get a ball into the box here and test the Kaiserslautern defense for a change. Been a little slow to get going. How about that for a first attempt on goal, though? Fantastic effort. Kainak really testing Spige there. And the visitors finally starting to wake up as well now. Sarara. Not a bad delivery. Türkgücü on another corner and will get one. Bears trying to meet the ball out the near post, but Poirier, the front man, back defending. Heads the ball out for another corner. Serrara to take it again. Goes for the near post, just like he did with the first attempts. And a heavy challenge there. Maya catching Cifci. Well, dangerous one there. He did come in with his studs raised. I'll tell you what, he's lucky to walk away without a booking there. Quite surprised he didn't see a yellow for that, to be honest. It was a bit of a reckless challenge. Painful one for Cifci. He's back on his feet and able to continue. Credit to the Kaiserslautern player. Not making too much of it. He stayed down a little longer. I think he might have forced Mr. Winter to produce the first yellow card of the game. Plenty of tackles flying in, but that is the third division. It's a very physical league. Nice little 1-2. Kaiserslautern looking good. Audacious effort from there. Could have easily put a ball into the box. Only had two teammates to aim at, though. Tim Rieder taking the ball away from Ritter. And then slight deflection, helping it over the crossbar will give FCK a corner number 3. Zimmer. Well, very nearly just snuck through towards the back post there, where Winkler was waiting. Well, you have to say credit where credit's due. Kaiserslautern have set themselves up very well here. It's been a really good reaction from Jeff Saibini's side after that game against Dresden. You can't fault them for effort. They're trying to create chances. The ball retention has been good as well. Positional play's been fantastic. They've defended well. Looking solid at the back. Looking dangerous going forward. And definitely the team who look more likely to take the lead. Lushek with a slight lapse in concentration there. It's moments like that that have cost them a lot this season. Could it be a similar story here now? Rösser will stop the ball from going out for a goal kick.
Leichter Druck, komm, ja, komm, ja. Nicht zu hoch, weiter.
Park. Another heavy challenge. Free kick in a decent position, this. Spice making sure he's got his side nice and organised. Just the one real clear-cut chance for Türkgücü. Kainak with a decent effort from the edge of the penalty area, testing Spice for the first time. This dead ball situation probably a little too far out for a direct effort on goal. And we can expect a little dink into the box here. Well, actually went for goal there. Ambitious from Maya. Not sure his teammates will be too happy with his decision making there, though. Having made the long run forward to get involved. Another corner for FCK. And keep the pressure on here. Türkgücü have found a little bit more of a steady footing in the game after a bit of a cautious start, really, for what we've compared to what we've seen from them this season. More often than not, we see them sort of take the reins in the opening stages and build on that. They're having to deal with a promising FCK here at the moment. Redondo puts it in low towards the near post. A slightly different variation on a corner there. I'm not sure that's exactly what was planned, but in the end it comes to nothing anyway. Serrada brought down in his own penalty area. Well, had to be dealt with there by Kraus. I think he was hoping Spike might come out and collect, but the ball didn't really have enough roll on it to get to the keeper in time. An aimless ball into the middle there from Redondo. Not quite sure who he was aiming at. Here's Park. Park gives the ball away cheaply. Zimmer looking to run the ball forward and into the Munich half. Çiftçi. Just 2 goals in the league here on this match day. None here in the Fritz-Walter Stadium as Poirier is brought to ground on the right in the centre circle there. At the moment, Zwickau leading 1-0 against Duisburg. Zwickau at home. 0-0 here between Kaiserslautern and Türkgücü. Mannheim and Dresden still 0-0 in Mannheim. And Victoria Cologne 1904 leading by 1 goal against Wien. Last season absolutely spectacular in Germany's 3rd division from beginning to end, nail-biting stuff. And it's looking like we could be in for a similar end to the season. Still plenty of football to be played, of course, but very little separating all the teams yet again. It just goes to show how competitive it is. Just 10 points separating 9th from 1st. Dynamo Dresden, of course, still with a game in hand on some teams. The surface here in the Fritz-Walter Stadium, of course, making it difficult to keep the ball on the ground at times. Seeing it bobble up and bobble away from players here and there. Dangerous corner. Serrada on the edge of the penalty area, just can't get real control on the ball. Türkgücü will hold on to it. Volat sends the ball upfield. Not a bad effort. Looking for Akainak. Herka with the throw for FCK. There's Winkler. Now Luszek. Türkgücü Munich really have been impressive this season, but it hasn't all been smiles of late. A couple of rumours concerning, well, two of their best players, if not their two best players. The number 10, Serrada, and Sliskovic, who is the top goal scorer, not starting here today, given a rest. But both players apparently, according to the rumours, handing in transfer requests. Serrada apparently with options of heading up a division into the second division of German football, while Sliskovic with apparent offers from South Korea. How much truth there is to those rumours, well, you never know, but it wouldn't come as a surprise, especially considering the way those two have performed this season. Sliskovic, as already mentioned, with 12 goals, Serrada with 6 goals and 11 assists. Serrada very much the playmaker and at the heart of pretty much everything for Türkgücü Munich. And Sliskovic, well, I think 12 goals speak for themselves. Çiftçi bringing the ball forward with real intent. It does look good. Redondo trying to send Luszek on his way down the touchline, but just not quite accurate enough. Serrada with good upper body strength. Çiftçi there with them, but he makes quick work of the Kaiserslautern player. And just caught by Redondo and Çiftçi just before that as well. Nicholas Winter deciding to award the free kick to the Munich side. Serrada showing just why he is so important to this Türkgücü Munich team. How many times have we seen him create openings and space surrounded by opposition players, but he just has a knack of Well, dancing his way past a couple of defenders, and before you know it, he's setting one of his teammates up for a goal, or scoring one himself. This time the ball does go into the box. It's a dangerous delivery as well. Kaiserslautern not really dealing with it. Convincing header away that time from Luschek. Now Poirier. Timmer making the run out to his right. Timmer with a chance to make it 1-0, and again Volat with the save. Well, you can't say FCK haven't had their chances to go ahead. Two golden opportunities in particular, unable to take them. Just how costly could that be come the end of tonight's game? Have to take your chances when they come your way. That goes for each and every league, in each and every country, and every game of football, but carries a little bit more weight in the third division of German football, as we have seen time and time again. It would really be a shame to see all the hard work they put into this first half and first 32.5 minutes. They were to walk away with nothing yet again. Just 3 wins for them this season. A disappointing total of 20 points. Of course, extremely difficult to pick your head up and shrug off a defeat like the one that came against Dynamo Dresden just a few days ago. Jeff Saibene saying they tried to take all the positives from that performance, and there were plenty of them. Did a lot of video analysis with the players, and it looks like it's paid off, especially in the way that in the way they've approached this game. They've come out in this first half, have shown Türkgücü Munich absolutely no respect. Here's another look at that Timmer opportunity. Poirier with the nutmeg ball into the middle, and Timmer trying to just caress it past Volat, who just left that right leg there trailing in behind, and it was in the right place at the right time. Another good save from him. For all their hard work, just lacked in those decisive moments. Timmer, of course, not exactly through and through a goal scorer by any means. Spent a lot of his career at right back, playing in a slightly more attacking role here with FCK at the moment. But finishing and goal scoring, definitely not the biggest strength of his game. Whereas Redondo, I think you would expect to put away the chance that he had early on in the game. Although I'm sure Jan Timmer himself would say he should have put that one away as well. I'm sure there's plenty of FCK fans out there who would agree. Certainly have had the chances to take the lead. Unable to take any of them though. Oh, nearly a ball through the middle. Ritter very nearly picking out Poirier, who was on his way, had lost his marker and had done enough to stay on side, I think. Shifchi with the ball over the top. Hercher out of position, happy to give that free kick away, I think. Cifci. Will we have a goal before the break? Less than 10 minutes to go in this first half. Kaiserslautern, probably the team who deserve one most. Alexander Schmidt, very animated on the touchline. He, I'm sure, expects a little more from his Türkgücü side. Just been a little off the boil here. Of course, with so many games in such a short period of time, there are going to be lulls in performance. That's very much normal, part of the reasoning behind giving Peter Sliskovic a rest today, but he is on the bench, and it wouldn't surprise me if we perhaps see him come on for the second half to try and just add a little bit of firepower up front and perhaps give some of his teammates a bit more of a spring in their step. It's been a bit of a lackluster performance from Türkgücü. Ball still in motion there, so goal kick to be retaken by Spanic. Lušek gets away with that one. Redondo. Ball out of play. Will be a Munich throw. There's Sorge. Goes for the long ball over the top. Difficult one to deal with for Maya. Poirier very nearly nicking the ball away. It would have been a fantastic position. Good pressure by Cifci. Does ever so well to keep the ball in play himself. Ritter with a poor layoff there, and he knows it. Kaiserslautern were just about to perhaps carve a way through. Easily dealt with that time. Sarada brings the ball down well. Fantastic control from the Türkgücü number 10. And Cifci just a little too close for comfort. Gives away the free kick. Well, no surprise that there are probably a few clubs looking at Sarada. Really has been outstanding this season. Struggle to think where Türkgücü would be in the league without him and Sliskovic in the side. Lušek down the line, Redondo tries to stay on his feet. Redondo and Kuzic. Both slipping there. It is FCK who get the throw. Referee in the way. So it will be a drop ball. Well, the pitch in dire. Well, let's just say it's had better days, I'm sure. Cifci happy to hand the ball back. Fair play there from FCK, which is always nice to see. Redondo wanted the free kick. The whistle never came though. It does look like both teams will be heading down the tunnel without a goal, although Kaiserslautern will be the more frustrated side to have not taken the lead, that's for sure. As Türkgücü can probably count themselves lucky that it's still level here. And we'll feel that they can only improve in the second, which does make for a little bit of worry as far as FCK is concerned. All that doubt start to creep in, especially with a lack of points, goals and performances this season. It's very easy to just fall back into that rhythm that has seen them drop it down to 18th in the league table. There was a chance there for Röser to try and nick a goal against the run of play against his former club. Spike making sure there's no way through at his near post. Good ball. Ritter. Can't find Pourier. Ball does find Pourier eventually though, but he too gives it away. And now Ritter as well to pick up a free kick here. I think it's going to go Kaiserslautern's way, coming together with Park. Difficult one that, but it is FCK who get the free kick. So one more chance perhaps to get the ball into the box before the break. Wow, not a good delivery that time. Comes back out to Zimmer. So there it is, Nicolas Winter brings an end to the first 45 here in the Fritz-Walter Stadium. No goals between Kaiserslautern and Türkgücü Munich. The home side with two fantastic chances, Redondo and Zimmer, very nearly breaking the deadlock. But it remains a goalless draw at the break. The second half just around the corner. So, back in time for the start of the second half here in the Fritz-Walter Stadium. Kaiserslautern and Türkgücü Munich. Still 0-0 between the two sides. The better chances belonging to the home team in red. However, unable to take them. Two golden opportunities. One for Redondo early on. And then one for Zimmer midway through the first 45. Will it cost them is the question. It looks like Gozel will be coming on for Türkgücü here in the second half. So no Sliskovic just yet. And Kaiserslautern probably the more disappointed out of the two, having not taken those chances. Just how much that will end up costing them, well, we'll have to wait and see. Kainak, the player coming off. Decent performance from him in the first half. But Alexander Schmidt, perhaps with other things in mind for the second 45. So brings on Gorsel to replace him. Türkgücü Munich, very solid at the back, apart from a few openings that Kaiserslautern were able to carve themselves out. However, We have seen Türkgücü look very compact at the back all season, and it wasn't during real build-up play that FCK found those opportunities. It was in the transition of Türkgücü losing the ball. That's where Kaiserslautern have seen their opportunities come from. Tactically, they've gotten it spot on. They just haven't had the goals to show for it. Can they keep it going in the second half? Just keep doing what they're doing. Easier said than done, you feel, because Türkgücü, although they haven't been at their best, far from it really, you feel they've got a real opportunity on a day where they're not particularly playing well to still get a result. Çiftçi gives away the first free kick of the second period of play. A heavy challenge on Basel, who certainly felt that one. He was catching him right on the shin, just above the ankle. Serrada. Not the best ball out wide there. Easily shielded out of play by Redondo. A bit of a hectic start to this second half already. Of course, have to remember the surface here, not making life easy for either side. Still, it's been a relatively entertaining game, even if we haven't had any goals so far. Çiftçi with a heavy touch just sees the ball run away. Player down here, so Serrada will put the ball out of play. It's Zimmer again. He's on the end of a handful of challenges in the first 45. Looks like it's going to be a similar story in the second. He has seen a lot of the ball, as far as FCK are concerned. Still feeling that one though, isn't he? Let's have another look at exactly what happened. Well, it wasn't really a challenge on him, was he? It was more of a slip because of that surface once again coming into play. Will be Kaiserslautern throw. All back in play. Çiftçi. Lushek will go all the way back to Spike. Took his time with the clearance there, the FCK keeper. Given away on the halfway line. Maya. There's the first time ball. Trying to play it into that gap in between Winkler and Lushek, but a little too far ahead of the captain Serrada. Alexander Schmidt taking over in the summer, which wasn't necessarily everyone's cup of tea after Türkgücü had done ever so well to get themselves into the Dritte Liga. Looks like a pretty good decision now, though. Türkgücü up in 5th in the table. And very much in this game after a slightly disappointing first 45. As far as their performance is concerned, comparing it to their performances throughout the season anyway, it was a little bit quiet, lacked any real creativity. Of course, no Sliskovic to aim at up front. Serrada hasn't had too many moments of his own either. Still, haven't conceded yet again. Would make it 5 games back-to-back without conceding if they manage another clean sheet here this evening. And the longer it stays 0-0, the more you feel the momentum might just shift the visitors' way. I hate to say it, it's been that sort of season for FCK. Maya has a crack. A difficult one to deal with for Spice. It just came off the surface right in front of him. Tried to get a hold on the ball. That could have bubbled absolutely anywhere. Fortunately, it's out of play. Taken short, Maya. Well, it was straight off the training pitch, that. Didn't quite work out, though. Easy catch that time for Spice. Quick to send the ball back upfield. Redondo, Poirier, out wide. Lushek, Redondo, Poirier. Not expecting the ball to come back his way there. Second half just starting to settle down a little bit now. So a bit of a scramble in the opening minutes. Hercher unable to find a teammate. Chance to break now with Serrada. He's got a number of players to get past first, but can't control the ball. Normally exquisite on the ball when it comes to control. Just got away from him that time. Well, the busy schedule for Türkgücü continues. 3 wins, 2 draws in their last 5. Wins against Meppen, Dresden and Victoria. Draw against Unterhaching and then Bayern 2 in their last game. And they take on Waldhof Mannheim at home on the 30th in the last game of January for them. Before they go back on the road and take on Wien Wiesbaden. As for Kaiserslautern, well, it doesn't get much easier after this. They take on Wiesbaden at home in another home game, and then it's away to Waldhof Mannheim for them before they play Bayern Munich too in what could be a very, very important game. But at this stage, with their points total, each and every game will feel like a cup final as they desperately try to stay in the 3rd division. It's going to be a bit of a roller coaster ride for them. So Röser will go without a goal against his former club, replaced by Sijaric. Free kick just inside the Munich half here. Serrada. A few words with Nicholas Winter there. Obviously not happy with something. Oh, a bit of a waste of a free kick there. Just inside the Munich half, now back in their own. FCK. Park to Serrada, plucks the ball out of the air beautifully. Basel just about finds a teammate with the ball out wide. It's a very cautious approach from both sides here in the second half. No one really willing to take too many risks just yet. Of course, it does have the feel of one of those games where one goal will be enough to take all 3 points. It wouldn't surprise me if it comes from a set piece or a penalty, a decision perhaps making the difference here tonight. Good ball out wide. Hercher. Türkgücü really crowding the edge of that penalty area, as we've seen all season. And Kaiserslautern just can't find a way through. There's Kevin Kraus, back out wide to Hercher. Zimmer, a little flick on. Ritter will keep the pressure on. Kraus switches things up, sends it out onto the far side. Luszek. Now Redondo. Çiftçi just about holds on to it. Did well there. FCK knocking the ball around nicely. Just waiting for any sort of opening. Forced back yet again though. That's the defensive setup and the compact setup from Alexander Schmidt and his side that has made it difficult for everyone in the third division to try and break down Türkgücü. But to give credit to Kaiserslautern, there have been teams much higher than them in the table that haven't even created chances like they did in the first 45 against this Munich team. They just can't afford to not take them. That's the problem. It's the situation they find themselves in. And when chances come their way, they simply have to take them if they stand any chance of getting a run going and giving themselves an opportunity to start climbing up the table. Good shit. Now playing with the high press. Could it be perfect timing? Serrada, still Serrada. One too many step overs in the end. Danger not quite over just yet. Park tries to keep it alive. A little bit more intent now in the Türkgücü play and build up. Thought they should have had the throw there. An hour gone, half an hour still to go. Well, a point, probably not the worst result for either team here. Though you do feel it's more of a must-win situation for FCK, simply because of where they find themselves. Although 3 points from a win would do them the world of good, I think it's what it would do for their confidence going into the next game that's more important. Sarada very much on his own up front here, it would seem, in the second half. Didn't have too much support there, which might end up being a bit of a problem. Unless Alexander Schmidt is content with just keeping a clean sheet. If they nick a goal and 3 points, fine. If not, just put a 1 on the board, add it to the rest, and move on to the next game. Maya. Still Maya. Early cross dealt with by FCK. Türkgücü with a decent little spell of their own now. Türkgücü Munich, not exactly a team that has plan B, C, D, E and F and so on. You pretty much know what you're going to get from them, which can at times cause problems for Alexander Schmidt's side, because it's not too difficult to set yourself up for them. Quite clearly a free kick there. A reckless challenge from Winkler, and a silly one really. Sijaric wasn't really going anywhere, was surrounded by 3 or 4 Kaiserslautern players. The ball past Winkler was not one he was going to be able to latch onto again. Now Türkgücü with a chance to get a shot on goal here. Probably Sarada, the favourite to take this. Plenty of players standing around the ball. Maya and Sarada just having a little chat, but I think it's going to be the captain to try and take this one on. Very central, which does make life a little bit easier for Spajic. A little bit more difficult for Sarada. Here he goes! I tell you what, that was not far away from finding the top left corner. Fantastic effort from Sarada. Well, we did say it might be a dead ball situation that makes the difference come the end of play, and it very nearly was there. Alexander Schmidt knows just exactly how close that was. Türkgücü starting to look more dangerous as his second half unfolds. Knocked away momentarily by Çiftçi. It felt like he was the player brought down unfairly, but the free kick's gone against him. There's another chance. Türkgücü to perhaps try and test Spike. Will be very central again. I wouldn't be surprised to see Serrada take it on again, especially after how close he was with the first one. Well, what can the Türkgücü number 10 come up with this time? It's a little bit further out. Dead centre again, though. Well, finds the wall that time, but brought to a stop anyway by Mr. Winter. Fight there from Çiftçi. And again, he really is trying his best, isn't he? He's led by example here this evening, the Kaiserslautern midfielder. A little over 20 minutes still to go. Best chance of the second half. Serrada free kick the first one anyway. Kaiserslautern have found it a little bit more difficult here in this second 45 to create any real chances. And Türkgücü really looking to catch them on the counter more and more. Just keeps going to show how costly those misses in the first half were. Türkgücü still far from their best, but right in this game at the moment. Good delivery needed here. Wasn't a bad one. Maya extends the clearance. Now, Klaus and Hercher getting in each other's way. Both could have done with a shout from the other. Eventually put his boot through it. Zimmer just trying to get away from the defender. One's out of play though. Hercher on the move, decent run. Good ball as well. Ritter pulls it back. Chance here for Kaiserslautern, and they can't take it. Well defended again by Türkgücü. Positional play spot on. A slightly better ball back across the face of goal. Might have been enough. Timmer looking for Hercher again. Can he get there? Looks like it just ran out of play though. Oh, Hoot and Hanslick coming on for Ritter and Poirier. Poirier not happy about coming off, is he? I suppose that's what you want to see from your players, but frustrating times in general for FCK, and on show there from their front man. Hanslick, 14 goals when he was at Zwickau, yet to really get going with FCK though. And then the other way around, if you look at Sliskovic, had absolutely nothing to show from his time in Duisburg. Joins up with Türkgücü Munich and well, can't stop scoring. A funny old game, football sometimes. Cushioned header down by Park. Chifchi gets a shoulder to the ball, but can't find a teammate. Volat with the clearance, not the best one. Oh, a little bit scrappy here at the moment. Struggling to see anyone walk away with 3 points with the way the game's being played. If there's going to be a winner, it's going to be a late one, and it's going to be a tough pill to swallow for either side. You could argue Kaiserslautern perhaps deserved the 3 points overall, but here in the second half, you have to say Türkgücü have done well to get themselves back into it. Sometimes, even when you know you're not playing at your best, a little bit more effort can go a long way. They've certainly put a little bit more into the performance in the second half. But they too struggling to really create anything from open play. And balls like that, the name of the game here this evening. Just lacking in accuracy. I suppose you could argue the defending's been decent at both ends of the pitch. Although a good defence can get you points in the form of a draw, it doesn't necessarily always win you games. Unless you're clinical with your chances up front, even if they are few and far between. I mean, the Italian side of the 80s and 90s, the best example of that. But they almost made it an art form. It was a similar tactic that saw the Greek national team win a European championship. tactical approach that can do the business in a tournament format, but over the length of a season, it's not exactly going to get you up in that top 2, top 3, top 4 area. Türkgücü, yes, have been fantastic defensively, but going forward they have a Peter Sliskovic or a Serkan Sarara that will get you the goals and take the chances when they come. And that's just something Kaiserslautern have not been able to do. And although they've looked solid defensively today, that hasn't always been the case, conceding 4 against Dresden in the last game. The best example of that. Türkgücü taking off Maya, it would seem. Looks like it's going to be Kürtschicek coming on. Confirmation of the change there. Oh, a long throw coming here. Kaiserslautern trying to get the ball into the box in any way possible. Header out of play there. Hoot on the pitch now as well for FCK, who does bring or add a little bit of height to these sort of situations. There's another target in the box. Corner. Redondo plays it in low. Not sure he wanted to do that. Kevin Prince Redondo would have had the royal treatment, I'm sure. Now a chance. I was just going to say, he would have had the royal treatment if he'd have been able to come up with a majestic finish in that first opportunity early in the first half. Very nearly a chance for Hanslik. It was just a toe poke away from giving Kaiserslautern the lead there. Sarara. And the ball again here. It just hasn't been convincing enough in the final third from the visitors. Even in this second half, the improvement on the first has been there, but not a massive one, to be fair. Zimmer gives the ball away just inside his own half. Sarara. Shifty there with him. Now Park. Well, FCK giving Türkgücü a taste of their own medicine here. Everyone back behind the ball. Now they've won it back in a promising position. Can they get the transition going? Decent ball out wide. Luszek looks for the early cross. Berzel with the clearance. Decent run forward here from Sijarcic, second half substitute. Has a look up. No one there in support. Keeps going. And does he do enough to win a corner? No, goal kick is the decision. And here's another look at that opportunity for Hanslik, and he does get a touch on it. Oh no, he doesn't. Any touch, and that would have been the opening goal. So I very much doubt Volat would have been able to react there. So Park comes off, Tosun on. 5 substitutions now allowed in the 3rd division as well. Wasn't the case in the first half of the season. It's the first game of the season where that is now allowed. Both sides taking full advantage of it. No surprise with the amount of games having to be played here over this period. Just under 9 minutes to go. Perhaps another 2 or 3 added on for the substitutions. Apart from that, haven't been too many stoppages here in the second 45. Cifci. Good vision. Zimmer. Tries the low cross. Blocked out the first man. FCK managed to hold on to the ball. Still in possession here. Another long throw from Cifci. Falls kindly, Herka. Tries to unleash a bullet in the box. And once again, Türkgücü with just too many men in the way. Offside against Hanslik. Another look there, Poirier in the background, not looking happy, and with 8 goals this season, is by far the leading scorer in the side. And at 0-0, when you're in desperate need of a win, I'm not sure too many FCK fans will have been all that happy with the decision. There's still time for the manager to show everyone that it was the right one. Dangerous play there. Studs raised, was always going to be a free kick. Hoot. Too aggressive there, and we'll see yellow for his troubles. And the draw here would be the 12th draw for Kaiserslautern this season. Draws, of course, not always a bad thing because it means you don't lose, but 12 is just too many if you really want to make anything of the campaign. You're always going to find yourself in a dire situation if you fail to win games, regardless of how many of them you manage to draw. Better than losing, that goes without saying, but just 3 wins this season and 12 draws. Well, you're not really going to rack up the points, are you? Jeff Saibene took over in October of last year. Being the manager with Ingolstadt before that. 31 games in charge of Ingolstadt before joining FCK. So Jarcic brought down by Hlušek. In situations like these now, where Kaiserslautern really need to be wide awake at the back. The goal now will surely seal the deal. Taken very quickly there. Not sure what the thinking was behind that. It didn't look like any of the Türkgücü players were expecting it to be taken when it was. Still sort of setting themselves up for a cross into the box, which wasn't forthcoming. Interesting decision making there. Nothing wrong with that, according to Mr. Winter. Kaiserslautern starting to give the ball away a little too often inside their own half as we come to the end here. Çiftçi not happy with the surface there, felt it was more the pitcher's fault than his. In the end, it won't matter. So another free kick. Can Türkgücü do something with this one? Won't take much to improve on the last. Easy catch for Spach. The free kick going against FCK there. Gets in the way of Redondo. It's one of those that could have gone either way, really. Redondo with that great chance early in the first half. Since then, has been rather quiet. Hasn't had too much of an influence on the game. There'll be a last gasp or winner here for either side. Zimmer. Oh, just lets the ball get away from it. Had plenty of options in the box, couldn't get the ball to go their way though. Hercher. Anything with it either. Looks like it's going to be another frustrating night for FCK. So just 2 minutes added on. A minute and a half of stoppage time still to go here in the Fritz Walter Stadium. Thought it might have been more like 3 or 4 really with the amount of substitutions we've had. So one last chance now perhaps for FCK to try and just launch the ball, hopefully, into or in and around the Türkgücü penalty area. Well, there was a push on the edge of the penalty area there. FCK desperately wanted a free kick. The whistle never came though. Shifchi. The long ball forwards. Offside. Well, that will most likely be the end of it here. Doesn't look like we're going to have a winner. And to be fair, performance from both sides probably doesn't deserve much more than a point. It's been a little bit lackluster, especially here in the second half, that just never really came to life. So Nicholas Winter does bring an end to proceedings as FC Kaiserslautern and Türkgücü Munich share the spoils. A point apiece, no goals here on match day 21. And the disappointing run without a win continues for Jeff Saibin's side. Make sure you join us next time when we return with more live action from the Dritte Liga.